Grand Rosin, my people, and welcome to the B.O.D. HQ, where all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only. And with enough being said, let's get right into footage. Welcome back to the B.O.D. Today we're going to be looking at some of the craziest things on the internet. We're going to see what's happening with the Hurricane Milton, keep you updated with these hurricanes, Helene, Milton. Sounds like a boyfriend and girlfriend mad at each other, destroying the United States. What's going on? Some things that I never even thought about. Maybe you never thought about it either. So with enough being said already, let's get right into the video.
October 10th, Thursday, just after Hurricane Milton. Here's the update everyone wanted. There's Bob in his fly mask, safe and sound. A beautiful boy. There's Philip. Excuse you. Also safe and sound. All 17 horses on the property, alive, healthy, happy.
Did you know that men are going to arrive in heaven 30 minutes earlier than women will? Bible says it. Revelation chapter 8:1. When he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. Where you going?
I told y'all.
You wrong.
I told y'all. I told y'all to be polite and kind, didn't I? I told y'all not to go in there guns blazing. You didn't listen. I told you you're in the South. You didn't listen. Here you go.
So y'all, this was supposed to be the eye of Hurricane Milton in Sarasota. Why isn't there no wind, no rain, no thunder, no lightning, no flooding? Why is it just silent, right? Again, a lot of people evacuated because they thought this was going to be catastrophic, but why does it look like this in the eye of the storm? Look at that.
I don't care if I'm not a meteorologist. We are in the eye. Nothing is moving anywhere. Everything just stopped.
Like they got hit with a little bit and then everything just stopped. Like the storm just basically disappeared. And then I was doing some research and came across this video saying that Hurricane Milton had lost its eye.
There were a lot of changes over the last several hours, but one of the biggest changes is that it lost its eye. In fact, Hurricane Milton literally hasn't had an eye for hours now. And so I asked Greg D, well, how do you determine?
So could it be that this hurricane lost its eye right before it entered Sarasota, y'all? Because look at this, there's nothing there. But did you see what happened to the East Coast? Could Hurricane Milton be a smokescreen for what happened on the east coast of Florida? Y'all let me know down in the comments, y'all. This is strictly for entertainment. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
Y'all know Trump is 6'3" and J.D. Vance is 5'7"? What do you see wrong here? If you do not believe we are watching a movie and we are being lied to left and right, that's central casting. That's central casting. They're in on it too, just like everybody else.
Did he just say central casting? I love it when some dots start to connect. Come here. Check this out. Now, who truly followed me? Because y'all know what I'm about to say. I really don't know how much more I have to do or show y'all before you start to believe.
You just have to flood a country's public square with enough raw sewage. You just have to raise enough questions, spread enough dirt, plant enough conspiracy theorizing. that citizens no longer know what to believe. Once they lose trust in their leaders, in mainstream media, in political institutions, in each other, in the possibility of truth, the game's won.
This is freaking evil.
It's real.
Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to Psychosec. Can I answer any questions? What is it all about? Well, we're a company that produces 100% organic human sleeves. You're probably wondering what's a human sleeve. Well, if you gather around, I can let you know what we do here in full details. So here at Psychosec, we've been able to achieve true immortality by taking your human consciousness and storing it on a device called a cortical stack. It's implanted in the base of your neck, and it collects and stores everything that makes you you. Every memory, every emotion, every sensation, everything you've ever experienced gets stored on this little device. You can see it here on the screen that's about to come up. You guys just follow me. All the information is stored on this device and can be digitally transferred from one sleeve that you currently occupy into the sleeve of your choosing.
Sleeves are basically human bodies we grow in our lab. They're organically real. Bones, tissue, organs, everything. These are the best bodies you'll ever have, period. Nothing can hurt these bodies, but they are human. So if something were to happen to them, you can always change them out for a new one. That's why it says immortality becomes non-existent. Because you can be 50 in one body and change to your next body. You're as young as you feel. If you come this way, David's going to show you some 2018 models that you can choose from.
Well, you can choose which sleeve you desire. Now you can either have the sleeve that you have right now, or we have a selection of wonderful sleeves that we have made through Psychosec, fully genuine and organic produced. Now if you'd like to be taller, shorter, skinnier, if you'd like to have better vision, maybe strength in your body, you have the choice to choose a man or a woman's sleeve. Now if your sleeve becomes damaged or too old for your liking, simply remove from the cortical stack your DHF, your consciousness, to another, newer sleeve.
Alright. What do you guys think? What about these last clips? I'll try to let them play in their entirety just so you guys can see what the world's talking about. With this last clip, it said, asleep, who's ready to live forever, I guess. Right? But just think about it in all seriousness. That dude said you can store all of your everything, all the raw emotions, feelings, everything you've ever felt, they can store it on a chip. You can't even consciously access all of those feelings or memories. Like, it's kind of scary to me where we're moving, because that's when we start to talk about what's called transhumanism, or fusing the human body with technology. I mean, we've seen the Neuralink already out and about, you know? So, I mean, what do you guys think? Are you guys down to live forever just in another avatar, just in another body? Is that like The Sims? Is that, I mean, I mean, be fat one day, skinny the next, color one day, not the next. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Express yourself down below. Is the world just getting out of hand? Am I the only one that thinks that the world's just getting out of hand now? I don't know. Express yourself down below.
You know they eat babies. That is not bullshit. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood. They do, Tucker. Stop staring at me like that.
You're freaking me out, man. Because you spent your life in the entertainment business, so I think you have some authority on this.
So many kids that I was in mental institutions with over the years, they are all from those cults. And they've covered it all up. They covered it all up. And You know, I just pray to God. I'm just going to pray to God that he opens everybody's eyes in this country. By the time we go into vote for Trump, that he will open up everybody's eyes and they will stop pretending to be asleep. You know what they say, you can't wake people up that are pretending to be asleep, but I pray to God, please wake up even those who are pretending to be asleep with the irrefutable truth of what the worst people on this planet are really up to. They are really up to that. You know that.
What do you guys think? You believe her? Think she's trying to deceive us? She was on a popular sitcom when I was growing up called Roseanne. She was always, kind of like comedic relief, funny. But what do you guys think? She's been in the industry for a very long time. She's telling it from her perspective how it is. She said they be on little, you know what? Don't want to say too much, but it's crazy, right? I mean, we heard what she said. Is there any validity to that? Is she just trolling? Is that truth? I don't know. Save the babies though. Period. Point blank to the end. Save the babies. Like, man.
The same people who put you in slavery are the same people who gave you your history. Let's not be that naive. Please make it make sense. We can't be from Africa and America at the same time. It can only be one. The Egyptians said that life started in the island of flame. The Greeks said that life started in Atlantis. The Bible said it started in the Garden of Eden, which is Missouri, by the way. I'm a little salty because I'm not from Missouri. But that's the Masonic secret. Ham, Egypt, right here. We're standing on it. Biblical prophecy. The Whore of Babylon, New Jerusalem. We're standing on it. We've always been the key. The Bible was our ancestral connection to what the future was going to bring. We just didn't know because the pastors who worked for the state didn't tell us this because we got left out. See, what you didn't know is that the Moors are the indigenous peoples of the Americas. Go to HR 1203 and take a look. What you find out going into the Negro Law of South Carolina in 1848 is that the Moors were the people enslaved. I'm saying this to tell you, they didn't tell you the truth. They don't want you to know the truth. America is yours. It is yours. It's yours. What you call black people are indigenous to America. America is the true Garden of Eden. It is the true origin of humanity. They didn't want you to know. Learn your history, family, while you still can. Peace, family.
Why are black men being lectured to? Why are black men being belittled in ways that no other voting group? Now, a lot of love for former President Obama, but for him to single out black men is wrong. And some of the black men that I have talked to have their reasons why they want to vote a different way. And even if some of us may not like that, we have to respect it. So unless President Barack Obama is going to go out and lecture every other group of men from other identity groups, my message for Democrats is don't bring it here to black men who by and large don't vote much differently from black women.
Men lie about what they have and women lie about what they are. And among the two lies, I'd say that the female lie is extremely dangerous because if I lie and say I have a Rolls Royce car, I can get one. But if you lie and say that you have a classy owner, or that you're a respectable woman and you're not, you can never change that. And so women are often concealing. And the real damage occurs when you get fooled into like locking down a woman like this in a marriage. You marry her, which is a cardinal sin, and then you find out too late that this is who you're actually dealing with.
Push-up position. You're on top of your father. You're a lot heavier than you were at 9 years old. But he still has to push you now because you're not doing your part. Zeus! So he's doing good now, right, Kerr?
Yes, sir.
How long you think a father can keep doing it with all his responsibilities? Let's put life in this picture. He works. Mary, you're making his life a lot harder. Because he worried about you, because you're acting silly in school, getting suspended. Keep going, Kev. Try to fight through it. This is what he does for you. But he can only do so much. Just question your father. The way you can help, live up to your potential. When I say Zeus, your father's going to push up, but you already know he's weak. You're going to have to push up at the same time to help him. Zeus! See how you helping? Zeus! Zeus! Down.
You don't think there's a different way to spread the message?
All men not about God. See, anybody talking about God, homie, then ain't got no God message. That's an ideology. Because God is intimate. You're telling me about your personal experiences, your personal knowledge, your own personal readings, and I'm supposed to take you as a religious leader? You man, because each and every one of us as human beings, we got a sinful nature, we got a desire, we all got a perversion, we all got something, nigga, that we do under the eyes of God, if there is a God, nigga, that he don't like or she don't like. We all got something in our nature that goes against God. Every man, even a religious man, he jack his, he like the, he is something about any mother man alive or dead. So don't come telling me about no God, man, when you just as dirty as I am. You just in secret.
But as rich, as middle class, as broke, and as poor. Poor is like you need help and assistance. So you getting assistance from the government. So that's a different vibe. Which poor is hard to understand. Cause poor will lie to you. Cause every time poor people get some money, they can actually blow it knowing they get assistance and aid coming from the government. You know what I'm saying? I never understood that, and I had to understand that breakdown. Broke people usually don't get the aid, but still don't have the nest egg. Middle class is usually they have the nest egg, but it's literally just to float them for what they need. There's no extra. See what I'm saying? And then you got rich. That's just like, we got everything we need, and then we go get it. Like, we go get more and do whatever the fuck and replenish whatever we spend.
Viral emoji demon sigil saga continues. Are emojis the modern-day hieroglyphs the #1 language in the world? Let's check it out. With this thought in mind that they're building the new world, the Tower of Babel re-babbling again, from Mystery Babylon, Tower of Babel all the way to the future Mystery Babylon, completed, is language and all of technology based off of demon sigils, which has even worked its way in through the emojis. I've done several videos before about the components of circuitry, and electrical components all resemble these demon sigils, which also resemble the ancient Nordic runes or Paleo-Hebrew, or ancient star markings / constellations, all tying into the spiritual realm and fallen spiritual technology and beings. Plenty of engineers have left me comments saying that they thought that people were just bored when they put designs into circuit boards, and they look exactly like some of these demon sigils. This whole suppressed old world where the entire earth is a grid, an electrical grid. You can see how pyramids in circuit boards or cities in circuit boards from an aerial view look identical. Circuit board, fiber optic, and lasers all come from post-World War II Nazi Nef tech. Werner von Braun and others given secret, occult fallen angel tech. And even with Project Paperclip, some of these scientists were funneled in to the United States. Science, the word, and the origin itself is very interesting, as well as some secrets of alchemy and the elements, which we'll be getting into in the future. I showed you a list of how some of these summoning sigils look like a diagram of some electrical components. Also, that whole story with Ben Franklin and the kite being a summoning sigil for the Lord of Power, reminds me of the gravity story with an apple. What's up with all these stories? Are they even real? So anyway, with this Ben Franklin discovering electricity story with the kite, the demon summoning sigil for the God of Power, and then all the L words tying into electricity, elite, and other L words I've covered before, is all of this technology a way for fallen spirits to interface through? And also, why do some cymatic patterns also look like sigils, and frequency has everything to do with the spirit realm? Opening doors. Sigils and star markings found all over the old world, kind of like phone numbers that open up doors. This all even ties in with stuff like Ohm, future plug coming, and other mandalas in the whole ancient world just giving us frequency displays. This totally ties into the entire matrix grid that we're all connected to. What's up with all these 5G towers? 5G, pentagram. This is all for entertainment, by the way. How does this connect to mania, the devil's tongue, Hollywood, elite celebrities, reptilians, pretty much the theory of everything, and of course the device that we're all holding in our hands right now? Is this smartphone based on the Kabbalah tree of life itself, and all this technology, spiritual technology? that we always carry with us all the time, all based on demon sigils in this entire electric circuit board that we're all living on, and even made its way into the #1 language in the world possibly now, emojis, modern-day hieroglyphs. More coming soon. Until then.
There are underground tunnels that are under the schools, elementary, junior, and high schools all over the place. They exist everywhere.
You've been in
I'm
them.
sorry?
You've seen
Yes.
these, been in these?
Yes.
Where do
Yes,
they
they lead to amusement parks, they lead to hospitals, cemeteries, schools, celebrity homes, psychic shops. They lead everywhere.
You mentioned in one of your previous interviews that it's like a whole other world down there. Can you describe it to us? What happens down there?
Yes, there's every means of transportation. There's every walk of life. There's cities. There's different air supplies.
What's going on, TikTok? This is Vex Gardner. Man, I found out America is Egypt. Hey, the hurricane came through. They found ancient grave site buried under the rubble of the flood. Cities buried under the flood in North Carolina, Tennessee, Florida. Remember Hurricane Katrina? They found some then in New Orleans. America is Egypt, and God is digging it up. Hey, it's going down, y'all. We finding out that the indigenous people was here first, before Christopher got here. Man, and the African American churches was in on it. The pastor sold us out, y'all.
Simpsons, y'all know they don't miss.
They're trying to trick us. Trying to get the hell out of Florida. They all got the pumps on, but they got fuel. They just don't want you to know it.
I better check them pumps now. They don't miss. I mean, what do y'all think about all of these? I mean, it can't be mere coincidence now. They script everything and show us everything that's going to happen. That Hurricane Milton said 1996. Here it is, 2024. Most people would never even remember that.
As you see, they got them tanks, y'all. They coming straight through Alabama. Montgomery, Alabama. Don't know where they going to, but y'all, whatever we need to do, however we need to pray, y'all just make sure y'all pray, because look at this. Look at this, y'all. Ooh, that train is long. With them boys there on now. Look at that right there. I ain't never seen nothing like that. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Look how long this thing is. Look how long this thing is. We in Montgomery, Alabama. This is where, look at that, look at that. That's crazy.
This is Florida. Pay attention. Pay attention. You see them blue marks? Pay attention, y'all. This is 2024. Listen here. Why they built an apartment complex on top of this black cemetery in Florida? The same place where you can't teach about black slavery. The same place Milton is headed. This is look at this. Those are all graves. They built the apartment complex on top of, look at that. State of Florida, y'all. Pay attention. Exactly. They built, this is a cemetery that they built. Look at the complex. Look at them, all them blue boxes, graves. Wow. They're on top of the black cemetery. And this is recent news. Helena, Milton, all the rest of them souls, they is angry. It's the ancestors. I get it. You better get it too.
So the transatlantic slave trade managed to transport 12 million people in a span of 350 years, with an average of 400 people per trip, with each trip taking about 2 months, meaning that they would have to transfer around 35,000 people per year in a highly coordinated, constant flow of ships from Africa to North America without error for 350 years, with factors like weather, navigation challenges, ships maintenance and repair. On average, ships lasted 10 to 20 years, mortality rates being 10 to 50% per trip, conflicts and piracy. Only about 70 to 75% of the ships that made that trip ever completed their voyages successfully, meaning that this process was fraught with interruptions and challenges and far from smooth and inefficient. Taking into consideration all these factors would make this process last over 5,000 years. This would mean there would have to be 86 trips per year that went flawlessly. 86 ships carrying 34,000 people, 35,000 people flawlessly. Now, given all the problems that we just went over, this would make the probability of 86 ships flawlessly making it to the Americas from Africa at 0.000000018%. The probability of maintaining such a perfect success rate is nearly zero. But the transatlantic slave trade managed to transport 12 million people in 350 years flawlessly, when it theoretically would take 5,000 years. Got it.
So check this, the state B.O.D is a non-governmental private association and dues must be omitted to that of the association. So all bar card members, such as lawyers and your attorneys, are a part of a union and not a state-appointed agency. So the state bar is an unconstitutional monopoly, an illegal criminal enterprise. And it violates Article 2, Section 1, the Separation of Powers Clause of the Constitution. There is no power of or authority for joining of legislative and judicial and executive forces. Understand that the three branches of government have joined forces to create a new branch underneath the Trading with the Enemy Act. Bar members have invaded all of the branches of government and are attempting to control the de jure government as agents of a form.
It's your game, Milk Dud. I ain't tripping.
You said Milk Dud. I like that. You said Milk Dud. You referred to my beautiful bald head. Show me your bald head. I'm proud of mine. This is different between a man and a woman. This is what I actually look like. Show me your hair. Show me your hair.
No, I got braids in my hair. No, baby, I got braids in my hair.
I got braids in my hair.
I got braids. I got braids in my hair. No, I got braids in my head.
This is how they operate. This is the true inferiority. She has the nerve to try to insult my hairstyle. She called me Milk Dud. I said, fantastic, this is my real hair. Let me see your real hair. Let me see who you really are. And this is precisely why women can never lead, because they're not gonna step out in front and they're not gonna expose the truth of the matter. She don't wanna show her whole hair. In fact, she got that receding ass hairline, then got the nerve to put a wig over it, and then has the nerve to put a hat on top of the wig. You're wearing two hats.
We also have another major issue going on in our ports right now, and I just wanted to speak on it, because I don't think a lot of people understand why they're striking. One of the major reasons I've been seeing coming out of videos and reports from people talking about it is that they get tired of hearing children screaming inside the containers. Yeah, you heard that right. The workers are striking, and then one of the main reasons is they're tired of hearing humans being shipped over and screaming and banging on the inside of the shipping containers to get out. I understand we have a serious human trafficking issue in this country. I just did not think it was this bad. Never once did it cross my mind we need to be checking shipping containers for people. Can you imagine how long somebody's been inside of one of those, depending on how long they were waiting to dock? No heat, no air, nothing. I pray for the workers of the ports, because I don't think they signed up to deal with people. Pretty sure they were just supposed to move cargo and goods. This is crazy, y'all.
9/11 happened on 11. The Twin Towers look like an 11 side by side. They both look like an 11. I mean, for God's sake, 110 stories on both buildings. New York was the 11th state in the Union. New York City, 11 letters. Afghanistan, 11 letters. The Pentagon, 11 letters. That plane that went down in Pennsylvania, Shanksville, 11 letters. When does it stop being a coincidence?
Yeah, at some point you start seeing patterns, and sometimes it's just too much to deny.
You ever heard the expression, never mix family with business? Oh, of course. Why? Every penny that me and Andrew make goes to joint bank accounts. We've shared all of our resources since we had no money to now we have a lot of money. Why shouldn't you mix family with business? Who else are you going to trust? The man I grew up with and knew my entire life, or some guy who I met last year? Why do they say that? They want you all divided.
I used to fuck mad niggas when I was little. That's why dick don't really do shit for me now. Like, yo,
Child of God, get her out of here.
On P. Diddy. Let's go ahead and do this riddle. Riddle me how Kim Porter was buried in 9 days in a Promethean casket that takes 14 days to make. And before you all want to tussle with me on this and say that this is a conspiracy, I want you to go look up the only place that makes Promethean caskets. It's called the Batesville Casket Company, and they are made to order, baby. It takes 2 weeks, approximately 14 days to make, and then they'll go ahead and ship it out to you in either 1 or more days, which explains why George Floyd, who was buried in a Promethean casket, took 15 days. Aretha Franklin, who was buried in a Promethean casket, took 15 days. Michael Jackson was buried in a Promethean casket. It took 70 days. And James Brown was buried in a Promethean casket. It took 75 days. Are you ready to listen now? His ass need to be under the jail. Been under the jail. See who ordered the casket, amen?
The age of lab-grown meat has arrived in this country. The Agriculture Department just approved 2 California companies to sell chicken grown in steel tanks using cells that come from an animal egg or a special bank of stored cells.
Told y'all I'm gonna have the video that they create in clouds.
Don't worry if you can't hear what I'm saying. I couldn't even hear myself. This is the loudest sound you could possibly conceive. And as it turns out, the cleanest. Now, the most amazing thing is that that cloud up there, which was generated by the engine, is just a mixture of hydrogen and oxygen. It's water vapor. And in about an hour's time, someone in Mississippi is going to get wet washing. It will actually rain. I told you, it's raining. That's unbelievable. Oh.
Those would not include injecting yourself with your son's blood, right?
That's right.
Okay. Why'd you do that?
One day I was talking to my dad and he said, I need to tell you, I had this really scary situation where he's in the legal profession. He said, I wrote a brief, I walked away, I came back and I saw that my words were a jumbled mess. I was experiencing cognitive lapse and I wasn't aware of it. He said, I'm terrified of losing my mind.
Yes.
And I said, Dad, how interesting that you bring this up, because right now the team and I are talking about plasma infusions. And so I said, if you're interested, I'm happy to give you a liter of my plasma. My 17-year-old son was there and he's like, hey, if you guys are doing it, I'm in. Yeah, so my son gave me a liter of plasma. I gave my dad a liter of plasma. The data showed that in me, there was no effect, that my biomarkers didn't change. But in my dad, his speed of aging reduced by 25 years.
Does it need to be a blood relative?
No, just blood typed.
Okay, so now we're getting into the theories about taking the blood of children.
So this is very common. We do organ transplants. We all donate blood. Like, we've had that experience in our life. So it's just in a slightly different frame, but it's very much a part of it.
Well, it's a recognizable frame. And by the way, I'm not endorsing any of this.
Yeah.
But there is a frame, to use your word, on the internet, like super rich tech billionaires living forever on the blood of children.
Yeah.
Not a super appealing frame, I would say.
Yeah.
This is that.
Yeah, and we did it openly.
Kamala Harris actually, well, her PAC actually, was accidentally caught. They sent an influencer proposal to a Trump supporter, and now we got it.
About a week ago, I received this email. What they were asking for is $1,500 for anti-Trump content on TikTok. So they basically sent me this kind of like creator brief with all the asks that they have and everything, and like do's and don'ts, like don't show any form of support for Donald Trump and his allies, gloat about Harris and her allies, attack Trump supporters for their intellectual or personal values. This is actually a campaign with Future Forward.
Whoops. This is the campaign claiming that they have all the authenticity, but they're paying people to say nice things about them and bad things about Donald Trump. And sometimes not even with a disclosure that they're being paid.
Today is October 10th.
What do you guys think? You know, that was a lot in the video today. Are we going to believe it all? Can't believe it all. All of it can't be deceiving us. But what's really going on? We've seen a lot of different things. Lab-grown meat, fake clouds. Is $1,500 enough to talk good about either candidate? I mean, come on, let's be honest, you know. But we've seen a little bit of everything today. What do you guys think? In the world of craziness, they said that they created clouds. It's going to rain somewhere else in a little bit. Rain's going to come sluttering down. But they can't make hurricanes? These hurricanes that are happening, these storms that are happening, they're uncovering ancient civilizations, ancient graves, old civilizations. They're saying America is Egypt. Missouri's the Garden of Eden. That's where I'm from. That was the state I was born in. So what do you guys think? You know, being in the state of Missouri, we never heard that growing up. Growing up, you never heard anything good about Missouri at all. You wanted to get out of there and get away from it. But nevertheless, great people there, great foundation, I guess, if it's the Garden of Eden, as they say. But can we really believe any of this? Is all this stuff just hick blocks, hoopla? I mean, it's an interesting world that we're living in. As always, it's not for me to have you decide. It's for you to decide for yourself. I'm just bringing interesting videos that make me scratch my head. They're always going to be for entertainment purposes only. We don't condone or support any hate, any of the ill will nature. We love and support everybody, to each their own, as that is. And what do you guys think? Express yourself down below. Thanks for rocking with me. I hope you continue. Until next time. Well, if you've made it this far, I want to thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment on the way out. Tell us how we can improve and grow the channel. Hit that notification bell to make sure you're here for the next one. And don't forget, all of our videos are for entertainment purposes only. Have a grand rest of your existence. Always remember, fortunate feelings forever and fortunate vibrations forever. And until next time.